Hi there, it's August the 28th, and today we are looking in our journey through Job at the chapters 28 to 30. So Job is continuing his story here. The friends are not speaking. These three chapters are Job speaking, continuing what's called in Hebrew his mashal. And mashal is a word that means a parable or a proverb or a life saying, a saying of wisdom. And indeed in chapter 28, there's a great discourse about wisdom. Job likens wisdom to the mining of precious jewels, and men find precious jewels, but where can we find wisdom? There are two words that he uses here in the Hebrew, chachma, which means a wisdom that actually puts into action. This is not a head wisdom, this is not a Greek Sophia. The Hebrew chachma is something very practical, something that results in action. Where can we find chachma, says Job? And also there's another word, bina, and bina also has to do with the word between, ben, and it's discernment. It's being able to differentiate between things. And Job says, here we are, we can mine all of these precious metals and this gold and jewels, we can go deep into the earth, but where will we find wisdom? And there's this search for understanding, the search for trying to get to what's really going on with Job. And in chapter 29, Job looks back to when everything was just so wonderful. It's just a few months ago, he says, I was in a good place, I was consulted, I was respected, people came to ask me for advice, I was able to be generous to the poor, I was able to give, I was in such a good place. And he looks back to that and wants to be back there just that short time ago. But then in chapter 30, he says how the poor, who at one time he despised and looked down on, wouldn't even have their dogs helping to guard his sheep. They are now mocking him, and they now look on him and they see his terrible distress and his terrible situation. And here Job describes the awful situation he's in. He's lost everything. His health has gone. He wants to die. He is in a horrible physical situation. And he can't understand why God is treating him like this. But still, even when he hasn't got this wisdom, when he hasn't got this understanding he's praying for, he still does not reject God. He still does not curse God. He still does not say, God is bad, God is evil. He doesn't say that at all. He is still looking for the understanding and believes in that sense that there will be a way through. He believes his pictures of finding gold, that there will be gold, there will be a vein of silver somewhere through this situation. It's so tough when we're in these hard places, when we're in the darkest places, when we're in the extremes of our lives, to hold on to that concept, that understanding that God is good. At the bottom of his being, God is good. It may be today that you're in a situation, or you know of situations, where people are going through real struggle. We can pray that God will shine his light into their lives, and that he will form them through what is happening, and that he will hold them close in his embrace, so that even in the midst of their suffering and struggle, they will know that he is close to them. Have a very good August 28th.